Are you ready to talk about J-Lo?
Yeah,
Mary?
let's do it.
I know.
guess.
I didn't want to do this. We're gonna do it anyways. I got this a message sent to me with this story yesterday. Unfortunately, I had already seen it, and all I responded when somebody sent this to me was sigh. So it says
openly wins.
Yes, folks are praising Jennifer Lopez for introducing her child using they/them pronouns. Okay,
It's interesting because this
BuzzFeed's
child
coverage
is
of
a
it?
twin, and I don't think the other twin has been introduced the same way.
The other so she had a boy-girl twin. So this was her like biologically female child.
Most importantly, let's just talk about how Jennifer Lopez
Ooh.
looks at the age of 50-something. No?
Yeah,
No?
yeah. Let's
Sorry.
talk about
All right.
that.
Good job,
Brad.
plastic surgery.
Thank you. So it says, in a recent performance, Jennifer Lopez introduced her child, is that pronounced Emmy, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Using gender-neutral pronouns. As you're likely to be somewhat aware, J-Lo shares 14-year-old twins, Emmy and Max, with her ex, Mark Anthony. Emmy has actually joined Jennifer on stage in the past, duetting Limitless in her 2019 It's My Party tour and performing alongside their mom at the Super Bowl 2020. I can't believe I just had to do that. In a TikTok capturing her recent Blue Diamond Gala performance, J-Lo began, the last time we performed together was in a big stadium like this. I asked them to sing with me all the time, but they won't, so this is a very special occasion. They're very, very busy, booked and pricey. It costs me when they come out. I literally thought she was going to introduce her both kids.
Also, I feel like she wrote this and was like, okay, how many times can I work in the they/them pronouns?
I thought she was going to introduce both kids. It says she joked. By the way, the point of this is because we're gonna correlate this with Elon Musk and talk about this is the state of parenting now, where you're literally held hostage by your own children.
I mean, I'm not even sure that's the case. Maybe it's just like pressure from management, PR of some kind to seem woke, but she's like letting it encroach upon her family dynamic.
Or maybe her kids are hooked on TikTok and the internet and have become convinced this is how they identify.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I can't be a backwards Arkansas homeschool mom. I've got to be progressive. So she's doing it.
She continues, but they're worth every single penny because they literally does feel like she's trying to work
so
day into
over the top.
Yeah.
It's like when you get like a brand deal and they're like, if you can say her name like 3 times
Nike,
in the first 30 seconds.
When I'm wearing my Nike shoes and listening to a playlist for my Nike run and so it says, but I'm going to start this one over, okay? It says,
I just couldn't leave the house because I couldn't find my Dior handbag and my Dior earrings and
but they're worth every.
I just had to get out the Dior.
They're worth every single penny because they're my favorite duet partner of all time. So if you will indulge me, J-Lo added before Emmy began singing Christina Perri's 1,000 Years with a Bedazzled Rainbow Microphone. Emmy further joined J-Lo.
The point home.
Yes.
I mean, this is just kind of cringy in and of
is.
itself. Take out the pronouns thing.
So it says they is how Emmy identifies. This was J-Lo sharing that information. It's beautiful to see her supporting her child. J-Lo respecting the pronouns. I need to work on saying they with so much ease for my child. That's I'm going to rephrase that again. This is a comment. It says, I need to work on saying they with so much ease for my child.
Why do people think that celebrities are their moral role models?
The next hashtag is the best though. Hashtag love my they.
That doesn't seem real. How is that a real person?
It does not seem like a real thing.
It just seems crazy. Like, I know a religious mom who homeschools her kids whose son suddenly decided that he was going to go by some kind of weird name. It's not like inappropriate. It's just like unusual, right? And this mom, he's a super normal, like his name's John. He's named after like his uncle or something. And he is like, no, I want to go by this name. Again, it's not inappropriate. I just don't want to say it on the internet. And this mom is like totally there. Like it has a weird spelling. She's like, no problem. Like if this is what they want. And I understand that like, she's like, if it's not going to harm him, it's not going to kill me, do this. But like with the gender stuff, I feel like they think that's what they're doing. They're honoring some weird personality quirk that their kid has. And really it's like telling them that, and again, I know the internet will hate me for this, but I feel like they're really just telling their kids that like the discomfort that they feel within themselves and the sense of like their identity, and I mean they in the plural, not in the weird way, feels so out of like whack, is real. Like they're affirming whatever stress these children are going through in a very strange way. It's not being supportive, like by being like, you want to go by the nickname Lucky? No problem. Sounds good. It's like affirming something much more complex. And like, I understand that you want to stand by your children, but like, I think as a culture, we need to reevaluate what loving are they means. You know
I think it's evident that a lot of kids are gravitating to this out of peer pressure, out of some way to express the like discomfort that they have in themselves, which is a natural part of being that age, being an adolescent. And to have that met with not just the affirmation from your parent, but also affirmation from thousands of people, like hundreds of thousands of people watching on the internet. This is like not an ordinary situation.
It's a dopamine hit. It's a dopamine hit for right there. Okay, it's a dopamine hit for every time that they have to do something like this, and they get 1,000 people talking about it in the comment section, affirming, saying you're so brave, you're so this, you're so that.
And like this 14-year-old has a phone. Like
this 14-year-old also gets to sing on stage with their like pop icon mom.
Yeah, that's not an ordinary situation, but it's influencing a lot of people in ordinary families, which is not okay. So it's not normal.
So now let's look at the opposite side of this, and this is what happens if you do not bend to the will of what postmodernists are doing to the world right now. Elon Musk's daughter files to change last name, no longer wants to be related to him. My first question is, do you want to be related to his money? I really want to know I really want to know whether it's none of my business, I know, but I really want to know if I
want to know who's funding the former Xavier Alexander Musk's lawyer, because this child filed paperwork because this child is now 18. I'm going to avoid pronouns as much as I can because like I don't want to go against my own beliefs, but I also don't want to seem, outwardly rude on the internet. This child filed paperwork for a legal name change and to have the sex or gender marker on the birth certificate changed from male to female.
Yep. So it says in the doc, she said that she wants to be recognized as female, but the name change isn't just about her transitioning. There's clearly a rift with dear old dad. Vivian lists her reason for the name change as gender identity and the fact that I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form.
And the 18-year-old is taking the mother's last name, Wilson.
Yes. So this is all because Elon Musk had the of all his tweets, he says, I absolutely support trans, but all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare. As we've heard thousands of times when I have had to talk about Ezra Miller or various people, and I screw up the pronouns all the time, and I go out of my way to continuously try to be respectful and still screw it up. I only just recently gave up on respecting Ezra Miller's pronouns because if he can't even respect other people's physical space, I'm not going to respect his pronouns. Sorry.
Well, I remember when Elon originally tweeted this pronouns suck tweet, I think he was still with Grimes, and Grimes replied to it. And it was like a public exchange where they were like getting into an argument. And she was like, I know this isn't your heart. Or like something
you're
like that.
So bigoted, please stop.
And it was like, dude, he's literally in your house, is he not? Yep. I don't know. But that's just like
crazy.
It was a weird exchange where he seemed to be like well-meaning, but not like having his point understood. I don't know.
I'm okay with if he's against, the crazy pronoun debate in the world. Like, we don't all have to agree with it just because it's difficult and there's a fear of like having a backlash. I know you have this link open. I'm going to just jump ahead and say he made some comments about how wondering if like TikTok is destroying civilization.
I took that one out, and it was we were going to talk about that. Like basically the idea here is that he was saying that it's giving people really, really bad ADD and inability to focus. It's giving people
a lot of problems.
I think women are developing tics, right? That was like a big thing.
I think one of the things is he has 18-year-old and a set of 18-year-old twins and a set of like I think 16-year-old triplets. And I wonder if they're all on TikTok and getting like a lot of influence from that. I think there is a link to social media and
by TikTok,
gender
Elon.
Dysphoria. And I wonder, those comments were 2 days ago. And so it makes me wonder if like these happen to be coming right when this legal battle. I mean, this is obviously something that's been happening at home for a long time. Yep. We're learning about it now. He's always been private about his children. But like this is clearly not something that he just, if you have a lawyer involved,
So it says,
wasn't aware of.
Elon Musk's ex-wife backs daughter's last name change. Very
No
proud
way.
of you, she says. Yeah, I know, right? Elon Musk's ex-wife is squarely in the corner of their daughter, saying she's proud of the 18-year-old amid her now public rift with her father. Maybe you shouldn't be proud. Maybe you should push to do this in private, not in public. Justine Wilson, a novelist who was married to Musk from 2000 to 2008, weighed in on Vivian's legal filings to have her gender identity changed to female. Can you do that? Can you change your gender on your birth
It
certificate?
depends on the state.
It does?
And it
Okay.
matters because in some states, especially with all the like Safe Women's Sports Act, they place athletes like at college or high school levels in sports that correlate with their gender on their birth certificate. So if you live in a state where you can't change your gender on your birth certificate, you can't like work around getting into a sport that you identify with in terms of your gender. Does that make sense?
Yes. She tweeted a convo recently she had with one of her children while Vivian has a twin brother, Griffin. The timing makes it pretty clear that this chat was with Vivian. I had a weird childhood. My 18-year-old said to me, I can't believe I'm as normal seeming as I am. I said, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of myself. Justine says her 18-year-old said, this is the proud mother tweet dropped right after the story broke about Vivian's desire to change her name to Vivian Jenna Wilson, what's interesting about Justine's very public support is that Vivian's made it clear that she's got beef with Elon. In the doc, she says, I no longer live with or wish to support or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. I need to know, is she being supported financially? I need to know.
Well, so Elon Musk for years was paying alimony to his ex-wife, and presumably
some of the kids are still under 18.
Yeah,
right?
this is
So
gonna sound
he's
convoluted,
still-
but like Vivian/Xavier could be using money that comes through their mom.
That's what I'm saying,
to
yeah.
fund this, but you would argue that we don't know if some of that money isn't coming from Elon ultimately because he pays alimony.
I'm sure he's very much paying for his own
know what I mean?
dismissal from his family.
It's like when people get divorced and like whichever spouse is making more money ends up covering both sides of the legal bills. You're like, what's happening here?
It's a sad situation, and it's reminding me of Denise Richardson and Charlie Sheen again,
Yep.
where it's not just the ordinary dynamic that happens between divorced couples where their kid is a pawn, but it's in a very public context where one of them is trying to seem like the good guy in the public eye rather than actually looking out for the interests of their child.
I'm always just surprised that any of this would be done in public anyways. Like,
I think this filing was like a month old and it just became public.
Okay.
So there's a certain extent of like, it sounds like there was some like, some court documents are sealed to a certain extent or things like that. I mean, Elon Musk never released a statement. Was like, look, guys, you're gonna hear something on the news tomorrow, right? He didn't like come out ahead of it. Neither did the mom. The mom didn't say like, Happy Pride to Vivian. Like in the beginning of June, they are waiting for this story to break. They knew it would probably come out, but it doesn't seem like they pushed it out. Does that make sense?
Yep. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.